Hey guys, I just did a live that totally didn't work with the day one gratitude practice challenge. So the wind's just gonna give us a minute. It didn't seem to work. I don't know what went wrong. Technology's doing its thing. So I'm gonna record this video and try to be quick about it. Because my timeline of being free from the kids is running up, and upload it to both Facebook and Instagram. And so the gratitude practice I'm offering today for the day one gratitude challenge, is to find something in the next 24 hours that you take great pleasure and joy in, that is just part of your everyday life. I mean, some people, it's, an ecstatic experience to brush their teeth. Like, they get really satisfied, great experience to brush their teeth. For me, the one thing that I get a lot of joy from my morning coffee and from food. So I'm going to just share with you my morning coffee gratitude practice as an example of how that goes for me. So what I do is in the morning when I'm having my coffee, before I'm having my coffee, as I'm prepping my coffee, and before I go to take that first sip, and you guys have probably maybe seen me share on your story sometimes that I share this practice a little bit, is I take 3 deep breaths, the lovely method of sinking into your heart space, fast and easy. I learned from Masaki Kai of Kai Academy, intuition teacher. And I get into that heart space, that openness, that receptorship, that place, and I journey with the coffee in my imagination or using intuition. Like, I take a journey with the coffee that I'm about to take into my body, and it's going to become one of me, and kind of taking a journey backwards through it being at the store, and through the truckers, and through the distribution centers, and through all the way back to the farm, and the workers, and the coffee plant itself, and the earth, and the soil, and the sky, and the winds, and the rain that all nourished these coffee beans to make the coffee, like the roasters and all that, and just kind of visualize going backwards with the coffee in its journey, all the way from the sun and the soil and the rain, because everything comes ultimately from Mother Earth and from the sun. And so I take that journey backwards with them, and in each person that comes to mind while I'm doing that, I send them love and thanks and gratitude for their part in this picture. And then to kind of wrap it up, just before I take that first sip of coffee, I thank all hands, seen and unseen, who brought me this coffee in this way. And you can also repeat that with the sugar that's in it, all the way back to the sugar beets and the soil and the sun, or the dairy, all the way back to the cows in the field with the grass, hopefully, depending on where the dairy source. And to be fair, sometimes there is a bitterness, and I get flavors with energy. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, because sometimes in that gratitude you are going to see and witness things that maybe you're not actually in agreement with how that practice was that brought this to you. Like, that practice doesn't feel good, and it doesn't feel in alignment with what it is you're trying to carry and bring into the world, and the world that you want to live in. And I think that we are forced to make choices in this world, in this day, that are not always in alignment with the kind of world we want to live in. And that taking a moment to accept and receive that discomfort, and show gratitude for that discomfort, and gratitude for the beings that have been through uncomfortable places, is an important part of the gratitude practice. It's not just supposed to make us feel good and grateful. Well, it's supposed to make us, but it's not supposed to be all shiny and light. Like, there's a part of gratitude of acknowledging the harm that has been caused in bringing me my coffee. But in holding a loving and accepting space, and being open in a kind of non-judgmental way of, oh, that was uncomfortable. And you know what? When I'm making decisions in the future, I'm going to have to take that into account. And if I can't make it work, then this is at least a small thing I can do, is sit in that discomfort for a bit that's being offered to me to sit in, and acknowledge and bear witness to it. And so to all hands seen and unseen who brought me this coffee in this way, I give thanks. So what the challenge is for you is to drop a comment of something joyful in your life. Maybe it's, that moment you put on a fresh pair of pajamas from the dryer. Maybe it's fresh bedding. Maybe it's, maybe it's a TV series that you actually feel. And that joy in your heart, when you feel that kind of whoosh in your heart when you're experiencing it, that is the powerful whoosh that you are carrying in that joy and experience of bringing it into your body. You're carrying that through you and feeding it back into the entire cycle that brought that feeling to you in a kind of gratitude. So you're making this cycle, the circle of life, of giving and receiving. And so that's the challenge, is to do this practice in the next 24 hours and come back and share, or make your own post and tag me at Cunning Heart. And tell me how it was for you. Set an intention on this post. Comment, I intend to do this with XYZ. And, be forgiving if you don't get to it, because life is like that. And we are all just doing the best that we can. Much love. You've got this. I look forward to seeing and hearing how this practice is for you.